Hi YouTube, my name is Heather and I love anti-emblem content here on YouTube. Today I am super excited for us to watch a team Beachbody training where a Beachbody coach is telling us how to get through our diamond qualification period. If you watch a lot of this kind of content, you'll know that in Beachbody, once you hit your rank, you are not automatically that rank forever. Once you meet all the different requirements, you have to hold those requirements for 6 whole weeks. Once you get through that 6-week period, your lifetime rank is diamond. So if you hold your requirements for those 6 weeks and then say in your 7th week you drop back down to emerald, your paid as rank is emerald, but your lifetime rank is diamond. So remember, if you are a diamond coach, you have to have at least 4 personally sponsored coaches on your left side, excuse me, at least 4 on your right. And then 1 coach on the left and 1 coach on the right has to be emerald, meaning that they both have 2 personally sponsored coaches on their left and their right. And remember, in Beachbody, the ranks aren't just about the number of coaches you have. You also have a variety of different personal volume requirements. So if you're trying to build a diamond team, you have to have all of your coaches have at least 50 personal volume points. So an individual might drop their diamond rank during the qualification period if one of their coaches happens to fall off and quit, or if one of their coaches does not purchase the required amount, the 50 personal volume. And you can also lose your diamond rank if one of your emeralds drops their emerald. I know that's a lot of information and it's more of a technical conversation, but if you have any insight into the qualification period in Beachbody, I would love to hear what you think. And this is such an important topic in Beachbody because uplines like her, who were like 8-10 star diamond, they want you to get through your diamond qual, so then they have a higher lifetime rank, even if you drop it. Does that make sense? So I'm really excited to get started. And as always, please let me know what you think about this topic down below.
What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Everything has changed today, right? This is the most important day for you if you are in qual or if you are a brand new diamond. You need to be paying attention to your back office and making sure that you lock this in. I wanted to create this.
She wants you to lock it in so she can advance in rank. She doesn't actually care about your business, in my opinion.
Quick video to go over some tips for you if you're in qual or if you're a brand new diamond. Guys, if you're a brand new diamond, you haven't locked this in yet, in the like grand scheme of things. You still need to grow immensely over the next bunch of months in order to really become a solid diamond. I would consider a solid diamond someone with 4 emerald coaches and like 12 coaches or PCs total, right?
So why do you think that is? Remember, the actual requirements, you just need to have 8 personally sponsored coaches with 2 emeralds. She wants you to have a bigger team because she knows that there's a constant revolving door in Beachbody. People sign up, people quit, or people sign up and they don't pay their personal volume requirements and they quit. And you always have to find new people to jump in and fill your spot, or else you're not going to maintain your rank.
So be very careful that you do not get complacent with 2 emerald coaches and 8 PCs and, think that you're going to be like holding that and be a diamond coach forever.
Why wouldn't you be complacent? Because those are the requirements. You think that you could just meet the requirements and then you'd be fine. But no, as I just said, you can't because it's so unsustainable. People quit, people don't do anything, people fall off. So she's going to talk about this later, literally, but you need to have people lined up to slot into the places.
A lot of your confidence in this business comes with success, right? So many of you guys were on the team call where I talked about sabotage. Make sure you're not sabotaging your own success, which is going to sabotage your own confidence in this business. So I think a huge part of, quals is dependent on our emeralds, right? And it's so common to hear.
Yes, it is, because your emeralds are what gets you to diamond. If you don't have emeralds, you don't get to diamond.
Coach say like, oh, it's just out of my hands. Like there's nothing I can do. I just wish they would purchase or whatever, right? So I want to just give you guys some tips today and some tools on how you can help control that. So
it's out of your hands if you don't want to harass your friends and family and pressure them to help you. Then yes, it is out of your hands.
First things first, I wrote down is loop your emeralds in. Guys, if your emeralds do not already know that you are going going for diamond, that you are in qual, that this is a 6-week process, that you're going to qualify for a retreat at the end. If they're not aware of that, you need to loop them in because they are going to be a part of this success.
And remember, I hope I'm being clear in this topic. I know it's a little bit confusing, but for you to maintain your rank in Beachbody, none of the certain people below you cannot lose their rank. So your 2 emeralds cannot drop rank, or else you have to start your qualification period again. So that's why it's so important to loop your emeralds in, and in my opinion, pretty much guilt them and say, you better not drop, because if you drop, I drop, then my upline drops, and then her upline drops, and so on up the pyramid. So everything you do in Beachbody, all of your rank advancements, is so only dependent on the efforts of those below you. It has nothing to do with your own skill as a salesperson or as a leader, in my opinion.
And whether maybe you've just started a community of your own, like your community is now going to be represented at this retreat, and that's huge for you. So much of the early stages in coaching is really about optics, right? People are watching you and they're super skeptical about network marketing. So as they see you become successful and get these accolades and go on retreats, like you're starting to build your credibility. So make sure that your Emerald team knows, like, guys, like this is going to put us on the map.
So she said that a lot of your success, your early success in Beachbody is all about optics and showing people that you're like a legitimate business owner and that you can go up the ranks. Outside of Beachbody, being a diamond coach means absolutely nothing. So if people are watching your social media and they see you advance to diamond, doesn't mean anything. No one cares outside of Beachbody. And even when you're in Beachbody, like diamond coaches don't make any money, but it's made out to seem like it's this huge, amazing milestone, and you just have to get to diamond, and then you'll just easily advance in the ranks all the way up to 15-star diamond. But not everyone can be 15-star diamond in Beachbody. We'd run out of people. And now she's telling us that it's really important for us to get to diamond so we can represent our communities on the fancy retreats, which are just like another expense for these coaches. If you hit diamond and you get to a retreat, you just like rent a nice house on the beach and you have to pay for it. You have to help pay for it. You have to help pay for food. You have to get to the retreat too. And you might get some fancy MLM training, but it's just another expense.
This is going to elevate our team and we are going to level up because of this. Not just because of the training we're going to receive there, but also just climbing the ranks of this business in terms of optics is really going to help the people on the fence that are watching you, I promise. So make sure you've looped them in. Have them identify a backup and a growth plan. So I would get on a one-on-one call with every single one of your emeralds and be like, I'm so excited. Like, now what? Let's plan this out and start to brainstorm with them. People in their life that might want that PC opportunity, want the coach opportunity, people in their life that they can start to grow with, right? And try to get your emeralds to have 4 coaches or PCs by the end of it.
So not only are you required to have more personally sponsored coaches than the minimum for a diamond, she also wants your emeralds to have more than the minimum requirements for emeralds. So instead of 2, she wants you to get your emeralds to 4 coaches. And so she wants you to get on the phone with all of your emeralds and help them figure out which family members they have to harass in order to help you meet your goal. And a big thing in Beachbody, when people advance to fancy ranks, they like to say, oh, when we get to 15-star diamond, we're going to have such amazing status. Everyone's going to love us in Beachbody. But it's never about the team in recognition. If someone is a premier or an elite coach, it's not all these, the recognition is not about the diamonds who got that coach to premier or elite. It's always the individual at the very top of their little pyramid that gets recognized. So if you get to diamond in Beachbody, it does nothing for your team. You're the only one who gets recognition, not the emeralds who actually got you to diamond. Does that make sense? And also, I'm sorry for coughing so much. I don't know what my problem is.
As well, not just those 2 people. You don't want to be managing like who's active, who's inactive. That's stressful, guys. And while it's a reality for most quals, let's do our best to make sure that it's not, right? So she's
going to tell us a little bit later about how that's all you do for the 6 weeks is making sure that everyone is meeting their personal volume requirements and that your emeralds don't drop. So that's literally what qualification is.
With those emeralds, get on a one-on-one call with them, brainstorm with them about the people in their life, be honest with them about how important this is to you. Sometimes we need to be a little bit more vulnerable about how bad we freaking want this.
Sometimes we need to guilt the people that we love in our lives to make sure they keep spending $50 a month so they can maintain their emerald status. We need to guilt them, keep them in the business so we can get to emerald, so we can help this upline advance in her star diamond rank. That's what she means.
Right? Like even saying, a lot of new diamond coaches, their emeralds are people they know. So even saying something to them like, I'm in this 6-week qual. Like, if you feel like anything's going to go wrong with your emerald, I would just love as much notice as possible so I can try to work with you and work on the back end to like make sure this doesn't affect my qual that I'm doing right now.
So she's saying, talk to your emeralds, make sure that they give you lots of notice if they're going to drop rank. And so that's so she can plug someone else into that spot, even though you're not supposed to. But if one of her diamonds, a coach just quit, she has to have someone lined up on the bench ready to go to just be plugged into that spot to make sure that that coach maintains their emerald. So her downline can maintain their diamond so she can advance in her star diamond rank. Does that make sense?
And tell them like, this is so important to me. That's okay. That's okay to say that, especially to people that are probably, your people in your life.
Saying this is so important to me, that's guilting the family members and friends who love you into spending money when they don't want to spend the money, or maybe they think Beachbody is a pyramid scheme and don't want to do it, but then you're sitting there preying on their love for you, saying this is so important to me, you need to do this so I can advance in my business. It seems weird that the only way you can get through your dime qualification is to pressure your loved ones to continue spending money to stay in your downline so you can advance. I just wonder how sustainable this is too, and how many Beachbody coaches immediately drop their rank right after qualification, because how sustainable is a business that's based off favors from your loved ones and your friends who don't actually want to be in the business, who don't want to recruit coaches or sell products? I wonder how sustainable it is. If you have experience getting through a diamond qualification in Beachbody, please let me know below. I'd love to know the reality of this and whether it was stressful having to make sure everyone meets their personal volume requirements and that no one drops beneath you. Let me know your experience below.
Have them log in and check their customer program to see if they have received a free lead or not. Get to emerald. Like, all these people don't even really understand why. So I want you to think about maybe celebrating their first customer program lead or celebrating their first team cycle bonus. Every payday during this qual, tell your emerald coaches, did you have a team cycle bonus yet? That's our first goal as an emerald coach. And have them look in their paycheck, earnings, commissions. Oh no, it says 0. Okay, next week, let's try to get one team cycle bonus for $16 or $40, whatever it is. Currently you have this person and this person, so if we add one more here because you're on, like, help them understand how this works. If you're building one leg with them, they might already have enough to team cycle bonus and they just need that other leg built up. So help them understand that, get them invested in building both of those legs and balancing out.
So there's a lot to talk about there. First is the free customer leads. They're not free. So if you're an emerald coach, your personal volume requirements is 50 PV, which you can meet through buying or selling a product, right? But if you want to be eligible for Success Club, you must have 90 personal volume points to you on Home Direct. So you are the one who has to buy that product, right? And then you have your like $16 monthly coach fee. And remember, you're also paying for a challenge pack when you join the company. That sounds like a really expensive free lead to me. That's not a free lead. That's a really expensive lead. And I wonder how many leads Emerald coaches actually get through this stupid, useless customer leads program, and if it actually benefits their business or not. And then she's talking about team cycle bonus. We've already talked about this, but all that is, if you get in your whole leg, if one leg gets 200 personal volume points and the other one gets 100 personal volume points, you get a certain amount every time that happens. And she didn't even seem to know. She said $14 or $16. You should know, miss, if you are talking to your emeralds, they get $14 per cycle. And she's saying you might be building one leg with them, right? And so say I'm Heather, and then I put Jessica on my strong leg, and then everyone I recruit after Jessica goes underneath her on my strong leg, and that contributes to her volume. So her strong leg is going to get to the 200 personal volume points a lot quicker, right? But then you still have to get 100 personal volume points on your other leg. So you could be under like Lindsay Matway, right? And so Lindsay Matway is putting hundreds and hundreds of coaches under you. But if you can't recruit coaches to put on your other side, if you can't get personally sponsored coaches on your other side, you're not going to cycle. Does that make sense? This is kind of complicated, both of these subjects. So if I misunderstood something or said anything wrong, please let me know about that down below.
So that they can earn more income. Isn't that why we tell people to go emerald? And then people go emerald with 2 PCs and never see a team cycle bonus and don't buy into this business and this compensation plan because we haven't really helped them figure that out.
Emerald coaches don't make money. You don't want people to go emerald so they can make money. You want people to go emerald because that will help you cycle more. You're going to get more in your team cycle bonus. That's the only reason.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen, but I also...
When she shares her screen, I'm just going to blur out the whole thing because there's a lot of personal information on there that we don't need to see, and she's going to narrate what she's doing and what she's seeing, so we don't need to see it anyways.
Wanted to just tell you guys, like, don't do this alone. You need to be looking at your back office every single day while you're in quality.
What about time freedom? What about we're the CEO of our own business and we can do what we want when we want? Where's the time freedom? I don't have to look at something every single day in my job.
Be checking your downline if people have canceled. On Thursday morning, you're going to see who is projected and active. Sometimes there could be an order going through, like there's so many dynamics, but like Monday for sure, you should have a full idea and have communicated with your upline if you need to be filling holes, if there's problems. Like, do not wait to make placement changes. Make sure that you have your preferred placement already changed before you enroll a new coach or a new PC during this time. It's so important that you don't rely on corporate to make those changes on Wednesday afternoon.
Does anyone know how the preferred placement works? My understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong, that you can just pick which leg they go on, your strong leg or your weak leg. If you know if it's more complicated than that, please let me know about that down below. Also, please note, earlier in the video, she said we want to avoid managing people who are inactive or inactive and keeping track of that, even though it's a reality in most quals, but she's just telling us that we have to check our back office every single day and communicate back to your upline about what the holes you need to fill. That sounds exhausting and terrible.
For you, right? So just be on top of your shit and it's going to go a lot smoother. One last tip before I share my screen is to really think about 2 to 3 people that could save you during this.
2 to 3 people you're going to pressure to join your downline just to get you through the 6-week qualification. So you can say your lifetime rank is diamond and she can have a higher lifetime star diamond rank, even if you drop. They just want you to get through. They just want you to maintain your diamond qualifications for the 6 weeks, and they do not care if you drop at the very beginning of the 7th.
When I got my mom to diamond, the first year I went elite, I had all these diamond.
She got her mom to diamond. We learned in a video a while ago, and one of the commenters told me that you can actually get your account deactivated if you are caught working another account. And there is the U+2 rule where you can have your credit card number on 2 other accounts, but the individual whose name is on the account has to be working it. You can't be working it for them. So she got to elite, so 5-star diamond, and a certain amount of leadership points by cheating, by working her mother's account.
Coaches stacked up on one side and I needed one freaking diamond coach over here, and it just wasn't happening. So I made my mom diamond. and I needed to call in some favors to make that happen. And I made sure.
While I really dislike most of what Ray Higdon says, he does say that a business built on favors is not a business and is unsustainable. And he says that you should not harass your friends and family. You should not expect favors from people just to build your business, because that's toxic behavior. And he actually calls it a friend tax. So, Raymond, bestie, thank you for being reasonable in that one area. I hate the rest of what you have to say, though.
That I had those favors lined up in advance. So I would say, like, the exact example, I told my cousin, I said, and she sort of does the programs like on her own, doesn't really care, wants nothing to do with my community. I said to her, I'm like, hey, I'm going for this huge goal under my mom's account. There's the possibility that I'm going to have a coach cancel and need somebody and need to enroll a coach there. Like, would you be willing? I don't need it right now, but like, if someone cancels, will you save me? Like, will you save the day? Will you be my knight in shining armor? Like, asking in advance, not for a friend, for myself. Like, claim that.
That's terrible. So she's pressuring her cousin to spend $15, $16 for the coach fee. And then remember, you also need a challenge pack for $160. That's outrageous. That's a really expensive favor. Would you go around pressuring your friends and family to give you that much of a favor? I think anytime you're asking friends or family for money, it can be really weird, really stressful for a relationship when you bring money into it. And how long are you going to expect your cousin to pay these fees? The monthly coach fee and personal volume requirements, or are you paying it yourself as a diamond coach? Or no, she's talking about when she wanted to get to elite. So she was probably making more money at that time. But if she's also paying for her cousin's account, just in case if someone cancels, then that's another expense. That's outrageous.
Right? Because it's like you're not really asking them for a favor. You're just saying, in the future, I might need this.
You are asking them for a favor. You are pressuring them and preying on their love and respect for you to get them to join your downline if you need them. So you are
doing this while it ends this date. So if I don't talk to by this date, like, you're off the hook, but I might need that before. So that then if that time comes, if that Tuesday night and like you have nothing, call that person, be like, put me in, coach, like, you're up. And those people feel like they're part of that goal. Like, they just saved your week.
How would you feel if your cousin pressured you to spend that much money? I would not be happy. Like, oh, I helped you achieve this fancy business goal. I would feel really upset that you were pressuring me to do something. And I'd also feel upset that your only way to find success in this business is to pressure your friends and family. What kind of a fake ass promotion is this if the only way you can do it is pressuring your loved ones? That doesn't make any sense. We learned this when we heard about how to get to emeralds and then how to get to diamond. It's all about pressuring your family.
In terms of you going diamond, holding that call for 6 weeks, attending this retreat, like having that level up feeling in your business, right? They're now a part of it. So make sure that you have at least two guys. Ask them in advance. I promise you it will feel so much better when you actually need to use them, to not be asking them for that favor on the spot, but to be calling them, having them already know and be like, hey, I need it. So I'm going to share my screen. I am not going to lie. The back office changes have really upset me. And I can't even read my own back office, and that has been concerning. But I need to get the frick over myself because it's my business.
You don't need to get over yourself, because if you're a real business owner, you could control what your back office looks like how you track things and your like success or where you need to improve in your business. I think it's totally valid and reasonable to be upset that something changed. I think that's fair. And remember, I'm going to blur this out because we don't need to see people's names and phone numbers and emails. That's weird. And she probably shouldn't be showing this on YouTube anyways. I feel like this should be in like a private Facebook group so people aren't being doxxed, in my opinion. We don't need to see people's private information.
And figure this out. So what we are looking at is Josh's, my husband's business center.
So she has a business center under her mother so far and her husband. So is she paying all of those fees? That's crazy. And are diamond coaches expected to pay the fees of their emeralds just to maintain their diamond? I wonder how expensive that would be if we sat there and added it all up.
His diamond has fallen, and so this is my focus, is to get it back.
his diamond has fallen. How dramatic is that? Like, who cares? Like, why are you being so cryptic and dramatic and like theatrical? It's just a meaningless rank that if you get to it, you're not making any money anyways. It's just a useless title, and you're still going to be in debt most likely.
And this is his sponsorship drill down. So under reports, sponsorship drill down. I hope that you guys are looking at this every single day. But there are some areas where you can be super proactive, especially when in a qual. So see all these columns? If we press columns, you can now choose what you want on there. So for now, I don't care about their business service fee. I'm not looking at that. Projected PV, I'll leave. EV, I'm going to take out. Coach requirement, I'm going to take out. Paid rank, prior paid rank, lifetime, taking all this out. SC, road to elite, qual status, email, don't care. Here's what I care about, guys. Current PV week, prior PV week, prior 2 weeks, PV 3 weeks ago, PV 4 weeks ago, PV 5 weeks ago. Okay, so now my sponsorship drill down looks a little bit different. What this represents is their orders. So how much PV they have coming. So see Sierra Silva, she is projected in active because 5 weeks ago she ordered 88 PV and she needs 50 PV active, right? And so that 88 PV is going to expire this week. And then she'll be left with, in the last rolling 5 weeks, she'll be left with this 38, which isn't enough. It's not going to meet that requirement.
So based off of that, I didn't really know this before, but if you have more PV in 1 week, it can be pushed over into the next week, right? So if you have a 100 PV order and you're an Emerald coach, 50 will go into the next column. I didn't know that. That's interesting to me. If you know more about how your volume can carry over and move into the next week, please let me know about that down below.
So if she doesn't order by Thursday, she's going to be inactive. If we look down the line, I have Lisa Blair. She hasn't ordered in 5 weeks. There's nothing on the radar. I'm in trouble with her, right? So I need to have a conversation with her. Candy.
I need to have a conversation with her. What does that mean? Is that going to be another, oh, friend, this is so important to me. I'm trying to achieve a big fancy goal. Please purchase so I can achieve this big fancy goal where I'm still going to be in debt and I'm going to lose money every single month. Please do this for me or else you don't love me and you're not my friend. I wonder what that conversation will be.
She's got customers ordering or is ordering herself. She's got PV every week and I can count on her.
Candy has a lot of PV. She has, I can't even read it. The screen is so fuzzy. 128, 195, 105, 91, 128. So yeah, she's probably not spending all of that money herself. She's probably selling too. At least I hope she's not spending all that money. But it's nice to see that she's actually able to sell some of it. And a lot of these coaches, there's like zero across the board, so they're not selling or purchasing anything. And then other coaches, one of them has 15 PV, then 0, then 90, and then 0, 0, 0, but they're still active because the 90 is going to be carried over into another week. And then another one has 0 PV, 165, 0, 135. So there's some of them that are active with a good amount of personal volume, but then there are others that are inactive or are projected to be inactive because their carryover volume is going to expire soon. Sorry, I wish I could show this. I just don't want to. I don't think this kind of video should be up anyways, but again, I think it's fine because she's narrating everything.
Jess Grimmock is only paying, that is the business service fee, so I need to have a chat with her. I know she orders Shakeology sort of like 2 out of the 3 months, so she's probably just on an off rate.
So you can control when people purchase by having these chats. What are you saying in these chats? You're pressuring people, you're preying on their love and respect for you to get them to purchase, in my opinion.
Like, do you see what I mean? I can go down this list. Greg Cable, that's my dad.
So she has her dad too. So she has her husband, she has her mother, and she has her father. So is she paying the monthly coach fee and the personal volume requirements under all of these people? That's crazy. That's so expensive. And I wonder how many people, how many different accounts and business centers these coaches are running, because like you have to maintain all these different accounts to maintain your rank. That's exhausting. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I know that next week, see, so right now he has 90 PV, but that that's going to move over to 5 weeks ago, and it's going to expire next week. So next Thursday morning when I wake up, Greg Cable's going to say red inactive, projected inactive, right? So I know that before, basically like I have 13 days to order under my dad in order to just maintain that.
So to get her husband's business center back up to diamond, she has to purchase under her father's account by a certain date, or else she can't get her husband's account back up to diamond. Do you see how weird that is? So it's a fake account that she's running, that she's not supposed to be running in the first place. And underneath that account, there's another fake account that she shouldn't be running, that she's breaking policies and procedures by running, and she needs to make fake purchases under that account. And this is all to maintain her rank too. That's crazy.
So this is a really helpful screen. If you are like 3 weeks into fall, you can go in and you can see where your possible holes are. So like for me right now, I need to get someone on my right. That Jennifer Lloyd is actually PC, so I'm hoping she's considered active. But I need someone on my left.
PC is just preferred customer, so that's people who join Beachbody just so they can have the discount, but they don't have any intention of recruiting and building a business.
And I can sort of start to see, like, say you pull this up and you have everybody's active and you're looking good. You still need to pull this up. You're not in the clear. Pull this up and
why aren't you in the clear? You're not in the clear even if everyone's active and everything seems fine, because everyone quits and it's a constant revolving door, and you always need lots of people on the bench to put in when you need it so you can maintain your rank.
See who the first people are going to be to go projected inactive. Because if you get to week 5 in your qual and you're relying on 8 people to make an order, you might be in trouble. Because what if only 3 of those 8 people actually order again, right? You're going to need 5 people. So do not sit around and wait for people to be projected inactive. Go in there, see how many weeks you have under each person and how many people are going to be projected active next week, inactive the week after. Like, get smart about this qual and own it. Because this morning, woke up, there are some people that their qual is not okay. A lot of it is, hopefully system glitches or this or that, but like we need to be owning this so that if there is a system glitch, we know 100% that we did everything right and we had it all there, right? If you're applying, maybe isn't a diamond coach, if there's anybody in here with that, ask their coach, ask your diamond upline to be looking at this for you, with you, working with you on this qual.
Why would you want your diamond upline to work with you on this qual? That's because whenever someone goes 1-star diamond and then they have a certain amount of leadership points, they get to go to new leadership conference and get all this fancy recognition, and they get to stay in a fancy hotel. That shows it's not the diamond that gets that person to 1-star diamond that's recognized. It's the 1-star diamond, even though they would not be going to new leadership conference if it wasn't for that person that got to diamond. What do you think about that?
Okay. I hope that was helpful, guys. We're going to be, all the leaders in here are going to be popping in, doing some super relevant videos to help you get through this call. Ultimately, it's all hands on deck. You're so excited for what together.
So that's all I want to talk about today. I just find this diamond qualification topic so interesting. It shows that what she's telling us to do is line up friends and family to do a favor and jump in and sign up as a coach if needed. She wants us to go into our back office and pressure people to order to meet their personal volume requirements so you don't drop your rank. She wants you to have more coaches than the minimum requirement for diamond. So when people drop, because they will drop, you have people already lined up. And she also wants your emeralds to have more than the requirements for emerald and have like 3 or 4 coaches instead of the 2, because if coaches under your emeralds drop, you don't want their emerald to drop. Does that make sense? I know that was a really technical conversation, but if you have any insight or knowledge about diamond qualification in Beachbody, please, please, please let me know what you think below. So that's all I have for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.